when I've had like a bad day, say I've got girl troubles or I can't fix like, a problem in my business, why when it's like 11 p.m. am I really like fed up and pissed off? But when I've had 8 hours sleep and I wake up, it's all fine. Um, because like sleep, it kind of almost has like a healing ability about it. Like you don't tend to carry on as much of yesterday's pain. And
Mm.
like what's going on in my sort of brain? Do you know?
Well, I can't talk about, the specifics of what's happening neurochemically because, I'm not an expert, I'm not a sleep expert and stuff. But I reckon the research will be out there if you or anyone wants to like look for it. But what I can say is I know that during sleep, the brain consolidates and processes like memory circuits and it really like I don't know what's the right word. I guess consolidate is the right word. It takes your experience that you had that day and it kind of organizes it into memories and then that informs how you think about it. Does that make sense? I mean, it's
Mm.
like that's why if you want to like remember something you're learning for school or work or whatever, you go to sleep, it's more sort of ingrained and it becomes integrated into your brain permanently or like more permanently than it was in the day. And I think what I'd interpret what you said was is in that day you had some experiences that were like emotionally disruptive or whatever, and at that time that feeling is very fresh and it's quite I know it's salient, it's powerful, and then you go to sleep and your brain is processing and consolidating those experiences and making them a bit more maybe rational or concrete, and then you wake up in the morning and you can take a better perspective on things.
Mm.
Also because sleeping will I mean it's just obvious but sleeping will reduce a level of like cognitive fatigue that you built up throughout the day. I mean it's so much harder to deal with problems at 11 p.m. than it would be at 9 a.m. if you slept well, just because there's a level of strain on your attention, or you're just generally fatigued from the day, so you have more cognitive horsepower, so to speak, or like it's called attentional resources in the morning to use on like thinking about problems better, and that's why I'm smarter in the morning and stuff, because there is a real truth to that, I feel.
Yeah, because when you're really tired, you're sitting back and stuff, and you're like,
Yeah.
just like
I,
pissed off.
these days I call it slug mode. I feel like about 4, 5, 6 p.m. most days I just sort of become a mollusk and just like can't really think straight, and all I really can do is do like basic mundane activities like wash dishes and eat food and then go to sleep, and then in the morning again I'm all right.
Mm.
But just that fatigue is a real thing. If I've done 2 hours of difficult cognitive work, whether that's uni or like thinking of ideas for a podcast or whatever, by the end of that I am like I need a break. I need to just stop because I feel a bit frazzled. But what's interesting is I do realize that I think it's because when I was studying for A levels, I wasn't relying on caffeine. These days I am. I could go and do another pretty deep study session in the afternoon back in A level days. These days, if I work in the afternoon, it's nowhere near as deep,
Mm.
which is problematic, I guess, if I wanted to be more productive, but I'm not that asked.
Well, that's where the second coffee comes in.
Yeah, but bro, you could, because then you're stuck in a cycle. Then it just gets more and more and more, and then I'm like turning into one of these dons that are like, yeah, I have 6 coffees a day. I'm like, no, don't do that.